Hello, I'm that Nikki you know, and welcome to another episode of the Thursday Colors vlog. I'm still in Quepos. I will be here for one more week. So my friend Emily, who came to Costa Rica with me, she's been off doing like different murals at different times and all over the country. She came to visit me in Quepos. So that was really fun. We got to have like some shared adventures. So we went to Manuel Antonio together. We went to the beach in Manuel Antonio just before you get to the park, which was really nice. We had a nice beach day. You don't have to pay to get into that beach, and there's like surf lessons and stuff if you want to do that. I need to get like a better bathing suit situation for surfing, because I definitely don't have the right clothing for it. As much as I would love to try surfing again, I think I would need to be able to get a proper rash guard before I tried again. But it was beautiful just being at the beach, going swimming and hanging out, drinking coconuts by the water. I had my first pina colada since getting here. It's amazing that it took me this long. I feel like it should have been the first thing I did. It was very, very good. And I have been just eating so many pineapples, more pineapples than I ever ate before. And they're so good. They're so sweet and so juicy. I love them. Whenever I get pineapple in Canada, they're never really that sweet and juicy. They're always like kind of sour, you know? But the ones here are just so sweet and so juicy. I love it. Love pineapple here. Yesterday, we went to the Manuel Antonio National Park. So everything was much more like beautifully curated, taken care of, protected. And so there were beautiful hikes along the way. Unfortunately, the waterfall was dried up because it's like the end of dry season. So I think it would be really cool to come back during the rainy season and check out all the waterfalls. I think that would be really nice. Plus, I hear it's like significantly cheaper to visit Costa Rica during the rainy season. And also, I would have to make sure that I am careful about where I go, because I've heard that a lot of their roads end up becoming just like mudslides and rivers. So some of the roads you can't go through. So you need to make sure that you have the Waze app. So we went to the park and I saw 3 sloths. So this whole trip, I haven't seen any sloths. Emily got to go to like a sloth sanctuary. So she got to see like baby sloths like right in front of her. And she sent me like the videos. I was so jealous. And I got to see 3 sloths. One was very far away. One was kind of far away. And then one was far away-ish, but a guide was kind enough to let me see through the telescope. And that was really adorable. It was hilarious, actually, because the sloth was sleeping, but it was sleeping like this. And it was really funny. It was passed right out. It looked like he was like day drunk. And we're like super hungover. And then we walked along the beaches, and I didn't realize, I knew that it was really narrow. So the way that Manuel Antonio is formed is it's kind of like there's a peninsula, and I didn't realize how narrow that peninsula is until I got there, because it's like you can see both beaches. If you stand in the middle, you can see both beaches pretty easily. So it's really not far away at all. Yeah, it was really cool having like 2 beaches sort of opposite one another like that. Sorry, I hear the macaws calling. Pretty much every day I can see the macaws. They like to travel around my apartment in the mornings. So I usually see macaws in the mornings. They have like such a terrible call. Emily and I were joking that the macaw has such a weird sound because it's so beautiful that if it sounded beautiful too, it would be too much. Like every other animal would be too jealous. So it sounds like terrible. But it looks beautiful. Right, so Manuel Antonio, I went there, I saw some monkeys. There were monkeys on one of the trails, and they were just like in the trail, like hanging out on the trail posts and like coming really, really close. I guess because they live in the national park and there's so many people there all the time. They've probably just gotten very used to people and are very comfortable with people. So they were really close. So that was really nice. It's just so beautiful walking through the jungle. Like, it reminds me so much of where I grew up, but like bigger. Like, I guess seen through my like child eyes, it was really similar, because where I grew up was along the Rito Trail. And so a lot of my childhood, I would just be spending my days walking along the Rito Trail. And so I was just surrounded by wildlife, and I just walked through the forest all the time. And being a child, everything's, bigger because you are a smaller person. And here, everything is like ginormous. So it's like it's like if I was even smaller than my childhood self. But it still has a similar sort of feel to it. It still feels like the forest, and it just feels like a slightly different forest where there's more vines and the leaves are bigger, but otherwise it's pretty much the same. And that's really comforting and nice. Of course, there's a lot more biodiversity. There's just like so many birds and most of them are completely new to me. So it's really cool just like seeing all the wildlife. There's also, I don't really know what kind of animal it is. I haven't looked it up yet, but it's like I guess it kind of moves like a rabbit and has a similar body to a rabbit, but it doesn't have rabbit ears. So for that reason, I kind of thought it was like a groundhog kind of animal. But then someone else pointed out that they were like rabbits, and I could see it, could see the resemblance. So those hang out in the back of the apartment as well. We saw, oh my goodness, last night we saw fireflies, and they changed colors. I'd never seen a firefly that changes colors before. When they were moving, they were yellow, and then when they were stopped, they were green. And it was so cool to see that. But then once I realized that we were like staring at it for a while, it stopped glowing. Whereas the ones in Canada, they're pretty consistently just glowing at a certain pace, And, I think the sound's going to be terrible now because of the fridge. So I guess I'll try to wrap things up. I've got 1 week left here, and then after that, I'm thinking about checking out the Caribbean coast and going to Cahuita, I think is what it was called. Really close to Puerto Viejo, so I can kind of similar to here, Quepos is really close to Manuel Antonio. There I can kind of stay in the slightly cheaper place and then visit the more touristy place if I want to check it out and see what it's all about, but still kind of stay in the less touristy area. I'll be coming back to Montreal very soon, like April 21st. So April is in a couple of days, and then I'll have 21 days of April to explore. And then I'll be back. And I've already got one show booked. I've got another show in the works. And I think that there's going to be a few different shows in different places. So stay tuned. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. And I will continue to let you know how my trip goes. I will continue to update you on all of the goings on with the album. I am working on my book, just very slowly because there's a lot of other things going on, and also traveling, and yeah. It's hard to make time to write. Don't forget to like, subscribe, subscribe, tell your friends about it, share the videos, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, my website, my Patreon. Yeah, if you are wanting to buy the album, please do. We didn't get funding, so all the funding I can get, all the support I can get is greatly appreciated. Yeah, thanks for following along in my adventures, and I hope that you're enjoying the album. I can't wait to actually perform it live for you, and keep sharing it, keep telling other people about it, because that's the best way for everyone to find out is word of mouth. So share it with people that you think would like it, and keep growing that community of support, so that when I go and play places, we can have like a really fun time and have lots of people come. Yeah. Oh, one more thing that I think it would be really funny to tell. So I went to the marina with Emily, and we had a hilarious time because we went for the sunset, but when we got there, the best spot to like watch the sunset without having to pay for anything was completely blocked. Like the view was completely blocked by a big like screen with a projector that they didn't use until after the sun went down, so I have issues with that. But then it was like this fishing competition, and it seemed to be pretty much all Americans, and they were like spraying champagne everywhere, and like there were actual fireworks like big ones, not just like little. Like it started little and it got bigger and bigger, and then it was like scary how big the fireworks got. You could tell that the birds were reacting to it, and I was like, I don't know how people are comfortable with this. So it was quite the spectacle that we witnessed, and not at all how we expected our evening to go. But I stayed at one of the restaurants and had really good shrimp pasta, so it was all good, but it was really funny. And we were caught in the rain, and I used like a big leaf for an umbrella. So thanks for coming along, thanks for being here, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for all of your support and kindness and just everything. Thank you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Pura vida!